Alright guys, and welcome back for another edition of Night Time. Getting to the far end, the business end of the season.
The nerve-wracking end for some.
So joining us tonight, we have Corey.
G'day.
They have a beautiful crazy lady.
Hello.
And a couple of two ordinary looking characters coming on a bit later. But yeah, some good football, some really exciting football. And yeah, some on the weekend, but yeah, some cracking games this weekend. I can't wait.
I can.
No, I reckon it'll be good. And I tell you what, we were going, but we've got a visitor from over WA coming over, so one of the Kabashi boys. So we'll be in town seeing him. So I said we'll go next week because I'm pretty confident. Well, pretty hopeful and confident that Penrith might do it. So we'll go to the grand final next week if they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, some good games.
Is that next week?
It is.
Is there still tickets available?
There will be some because other team people have
Field
bought them.
supporters will be selling theirs after the weekend. Oh, there's no finger. I was waiting for the finger from Gary. I'm kidding.
But there'll be some come available.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, some good football. Not a lot of Knights news, except for the NRLW. But yeah, there's we'll get into might do a bit of crew review, then go around the grounds, eh?
Grounds, yeah.
All right, so first up, we might just do our 3, 2, and 1. But I have gone out a little on a limb here because there's not many games. So I did say to the crazy lady she could do 3, 2, and 1 on anything.
Okay.
And left the rest up to, I did the women's game. I watched that, most of it. So yeah, we might start off with you, eh?
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, why not? Okay, we'll go with Corey.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to just go all around what was played last weekend. So my 3 points is going to go to Cam Murray. He was sensational for Souths last weekend.
Do you reckon he used all his energy?
Hopefully for your sake, yes. But no, he was absolutely outstanding. My 2 points, I'm going to go with the girls, with the Knights girls. I'm going to go Caitlin Johnson. She was, again, outstanding. And at 1 point, I'm also going to go with the girls is the Predabon. Taylor Predabon. She was also outstanding as well.
True.
They were. Oh,
Would you like to go?
Why not? But it's not any of the games.
That's okay.
Okay. So my 3 points go to Mark O'Mealy. He was there on the weekend. We did this camp quality walk for Grace, which was a nice morning out. And Mark O'Mealy, he was off and racing into the sunset.
He was off. He was still a very fit man. Like still a big boy, but very fit still.
Yeah. He was at the brewery before we even got to Carrington.
Massive effort.
No, he done well, and yeah.
My 2 points go to Mark Frenn, who our Jono's dad, who celebrated a birthday on Monday the 19th. So happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday, big fella, if you're watching out there, and hopefully Jono's spoiling you.
And my 1 point goes to both Delwyn and Christopher Vassallo because Chris's birthday was yesterday and Delwyn's was last week. So happy birthday to them too.
Oh, it's a birthday of fun. So yeah, I will touch on that too. Actually, a shout out to yesterday. Christopher Vassallo, Mr. Vaseline, had a birthday, so he's a big supporter of the show and a good friend of ours. So just like to say on behalf of all of us, a happy birthday to Christopher.
Yep.
So,
Happy birthday, Chris, and happy birthday for Delwyn again for the weekend.
and you'll give him their presents later?
I will.
Yes,
Yep.
no worries. So that's your for you. Alrighty, well, I watched the girls as well. And I do apologise. Caitlin Johnson as well. Absolute powerhouse. And I like how she's running off, not just up the middle, she's running out wide.
Yeah.
And gets a bit of speed up. There's no stopping her. That Prettyborn, Taylor Prettyborn, if that's how you pronounce it. Prettyborn, same thing, different mother.
Yep.
She was outstanding too. So, I mean...
So they definitely laid the platform, didn't they, the way that they played.
But that's the type, like that Prettyborn coming off the bench, that's how you want your bench player to be. Because you take off either Caitlin or Millie Boyle and you bring on Prettyborn, you've got no worries. You're just like, so what? You know? And to me, that shows just how well coached they are from that. That is a absolute stellar performance to be like that coming off the bench. That reminds me of your likes of the Saifidis and the men coming off the bench. So
a lot of their tries though were very soft. Like they were pretty close to the try line, and it was towards the end of their tackles, and then.
Yeah, I did notice a lot of the St George fell off real easy on a bit
They
there,
just
but
got over so easy. I don't know how they did it, but
maybe there's a lot of strength from those girls running through. Maybe, but Jessie Southwell, for a 17-year-old, she got my 1 point. Just pretty killing it, I think. Nice. But my special mention goes to this powerhouse from the Dragons, Elsie Albert. She's a machine. Imagine trying to tackle her.
No, I don't think I could.
yeah.
She's an absolute gun. I'll tell you what. There's some talented, girls that to me, I think we've got two of the best props in the game, in Johnson and Prettyborn. So looking good for the night. So that's my 3, 2, and 1. But while we're here, I reckon before we go around the grounds, we should just quickly do our what caught my eye.
Ow! My eye! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start, eh?
Yep.
Well, I've got two. First up, what caught my eye was the big walk for little kids that we all went on the weekend.
For little Grace.
For little Grace, it was a good turnout, raised a fair bit of money. And I'll congratulate everyone from the nighttime crew that turned up and went.
It was a good turnout.
Did well, and it'd be good to do it again next year when they do it. This time I might get a wheelbarrow.
The weather was perfect.
Oh, it was good. Absolutely.
There was a couple of trips.
Yes. Big Cam.
Yeah.
Had a roly-poly.
And Chris also had one as well.
Yeah, man down.
Yeah.
But, it was good. So, good to see a good turnout, and a lot of players like Mark O'Mealy donated a lot of stuff. Tyson Frizzell. And Tyson was actually going if he wasn't away, so
That's right. Yeah.
But no, that was good. But my second one that caught my eye was I'll put it down to, I'm going to say it was bad coaching, because the Eels and Raiders, why didn't they bomb to Wonga Blake? Not once. Wonga Blake, the Panthers put the needle through him, and found the weakness, and they kept attacking him. Not once did the Eels.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that.
And then Mitchell Moses, we all know he wasn't 100% from that HIA with kick out. Where were the big Canberra forwards running at him?
Unfortunately, I don't think the Raiders deserve to be there.
Well, on that performance, no, they didn't. And it's disappointing for fans, because I thought they would have put up a better performance than that. Imagine, okay, you're a Canberra fan and you travelled all that way for that.
Then the Parramatta supporters did the Viking clap.
That was pretty ordinary.
Canberra made a lot of errors in that first half, really, didn't it?
Oh, they were not there.
No.
They were not physically, mentally, they were not there. But also, those two things, I'm Ricky Stewart, I'm up in the coach's box. I would have already. That would have been in my game plan. But if they weren't doing that, I get on the walkie-talkie when the trainer's out there to widen, and I say to him, "You direct them out. That's what has to happen." Because that goes to, you find the weaknesses in the team, and that was the two weaknesses that they never attacked it. So to me, they didn't deserve to be there.
Yeah, Ricky actually said after the game that...
They played like a weak-gutted dog.
no, but obviously he was disappointed with the result, but he also said that they had a lot of players out and a lot of injuries this year that it's caused where the season finished. I
find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I do too.
Who did they have out? They were playing...
Oh, I'm just talking about through the course of the year. Where
Yeah, but every team has.
Well, that's right. Yeah, so he was making excuses.
Yeah, no, that's...
So he was saying that they've got no depth.
No, I find that a big load of...
Did you see that, or did you...
No, I didn't, but I find that garbage, absolute garbage. And to come out and say that is a poor excuse for a loss. Yeah, there it is. Raiders coach has declared his side would have finished in the top 4 this year if not for injuries. We would have made the top 4. The second half of the season showed that we were only 3 or 4 wins out of the top 4. What a load of horse. That's football, mate. There's a lot of other clubs. Okay. The Knights had significant amount of injuries. So...
For most of the year.
For the most of the year. So can we sit there and go, okay, we had a successful season because if we didn't have all these injuries, we would have been in the top 8. No, we can't.
Every team says that.
Because that's football. And I'm sorry, Stuart, build a bridge and get over it. You coached them. This is your responsibility as well. And I think there were some pretty bad decisions for that game. But that's what caught my eye. I shall move on.
Yeah. Oh, I've got 2 now, and I'm not talking about the one that you've got. My first one is Mario Fennick.
Yep.
Yeah, how it's come out that his time on the footy show was not an enjoyable one.
Yeah, I get he's having some injuries, like some bad things from it now. But how could you say his time on the footy show wasn't enjoyable? If you go back and you look at footage, he's in hysterics on a lot of time.
Are they his words, though?
No.
Has
This is
anybody
what I'm
actually
getting at.
heard them come out of his mouth?
Somebody else is fueling the fire here. Because you go back and you have a look at some of the outtakes where there's little Robbo and there's all them, they're playing jokes on each other and they're having a joke. Even the Falcon, where that come about. How come all these years he was fine with it? And now that the poor bugger, because he's terrible, is sick, they're now saying something about it. Is it to get money out of Channel 9? I just think it should come from Mario. Mario needs to... Because Paul Vaughan came out today and said it's a load of garbage. They'll never put him down. Yeah. So I think that's...
Like Fatty and Mario used to have their little run-ins on the footy show, but... They were pretty good mates still. So I don't think Fatty would have done that.
No.
Then and Sterlo either. I don't think any of them that...
Nah, Sterlo's not like that.
No.
But remember when he used to be in his... on his desk and all of a sudden the desk would blow up or they'll drop flour on him.
Or he was in the caravan.
In the caravan.
Yeah.
Like, they're all funny. And even he laughed at him. Yeah. Or when Robbo filled up little... his car full of little gnomes. Because remember, he used to call him the little garden gnome. Like, that was...
Mario used to get him back there. I remember he used to get on the top of the roof.
That's right.
Yeah.
He dropped slime on one of them.
Paint. Yeah. Yeah. So, he gave it as good as he took it.
That's right. So, yeah, that's really interesting. We might keep an eye on that over the next couple of weeks and see what comes of that. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's all right. My second one would be... I reckon most teams or all teams should be put on a booze ban till the end of the season because look at Penrith, they're on a booze ban until the end of the season and we'll tell in a couple of weeks if it worked out, but
so far so good.
I think that's the biggest issue. You know yourself, after you have a few drinks, you aren't that fit.
Not saying they can't have a drink at home, but maybe limit it. You know what I mean? It's working for Penrith.
Except if your name was Cam Munster a couple of years ago after they won the grand final and he was straight into Origin, and that was after the COVID, and he played pretty much half shot.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
yuck.
yeah, but I get what you're saying there too. You know, you got all the off season to. But
Well,
yeah.
if you're on that kind of money, I don't see why you can't just give it up while you're...
Look, I tell you what, they
Right.
pay me that kind of money, I'll give it up.
You don't drink anyway,
Yeah,
so
true.
it kind of doesn't...
I do a little, but
Not much.
shout out to Brookvale Union.
Yeah.
But and Grand Matriarch.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't drink too much. But yeah, there's got to come to a like if it's affecting the team or their performance. Yeah,
A lot
I
of
agree.
it's fitness.
Mm.
I've always said that.
Well, that's right. See, so I don't have to give up because I'm really fit. Yeah. Anyway, Corey.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the Broncos ladies skipper, Ali Brigginshaw. Now, after the game, she was absolutely sad. Like she just couldn't believe that the team. This is the first time the Bronx missed out on the playoffs in the girls since the inception of the WNRL
You hear that?
cricket.
No, that world's smallest violin.
Oh, okay.
It is easy to have a bit of empathy for her, but just to know that she just to know that she there's more than 4 teams, so it's a lot harder to make the finals. when
I mean, good on her for showing the passion and the pride. I take my hat off to her there, but mate, we've got a cupboard full of spoons.
and haven't the Broncos been pulled apart too?
Yeah, well, we took
Millie and Tamika.
2 of their good players. They're probably their top players. So it's going to happen.
I'll be interested to see next year when the 4 new teams come in, who's in and around, like, you know.
And
so
I want it to come out and named who they are, who the 4 teams are.
Cowboys.
It is Cowboys,
Yep. Canberra.
Canberra.
Canberra. Tigers.
I'm not sure Penrith are.
Well, Penrith have got it. Well,
I read somewhere that they put in an application, but they were denied.
well, I find that.
Whether that's true or not.
Well, you could be right because I did see the girls. They've got a team ready to go. So why are they denying them? Please explain. We have the ground. Well, they're getting a new ground built. We have a centre of excellency. We have the players. We have the backing of the Leagues Club. What could be possibly a no for that team?
Anyway, I think the other team, from memory, and don't quote me on this, is Cronulla.
So no mention of Penrith.
Well, I'll find that later.
Well, I'm going on strike. I'm not watching the women's anymore.
I could be wrong. Don't get, yeah. But
So if that's the case, I'm going to put it out there. We need to find out who and who's coming in. And if Penrith have been denied, I'm going to ask. I'll send an email to the NRL or someone I know there. I'll ask them why they got denied and when they're going to come in. Because that's interesting to me. If you've got a club that's got everything, ticks all the boxes and they want to play, why can't they play? As long as they've ticked all the boxes,
There's got to be a reason.
yeah, that's what I want to know, what the reasons are. I mean, if you've got 5 teams and they go, oh, we only wanted 4, well, too bad. Let them in.
well, then when the first comp started, the New Zealand Warriors were part of the 4 original teams, and then the last 2 years they haven't been in it. So whether obviously that COVID's played a part. So
So I put it this way anyway. Every club playing first grade NRL should have 3 teams. First grade men's, reserve grade men's, and now the women's. So, okay, for example, round 1 we play Penrith at Penrith. So we take all 3 grades to Penrith. And that's how it should be. Every game. So when we go to Newcastle and watch the Knights play, okay, we're playing against the Riverworms. We watch all 3 grades play that game too. Not this, oh, you need a different membership for this one, you need a different one for that. They want to improve the women's popularity and that. Put it so the people are not forking out more money yet again. Because everything else is going up in life. Petrol, this, and that. How are people able to afford it? Start thinking of your fans and do it that way. We should have a segment of what pisses me off or something each week.
I can feel the steam.
But you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a fans' game. Start thinking of the fans. Stop thinking of the NRL's pocket because they've got enough money.
It's a business.
It is, But without the fans, you've got nothing.
That's right.
So start thinking of the fans. Like, fuel's going up. All this going up. Our holidays going up because we're...
Interest rates.
Interest rate.
There's another one.
Anyway. That's...
Anyway, so that's what caught my eye.
So we should take a break now.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. Anyway, we'll take a short break and we'll be back and go around the grounds. All right, guys, and it's that time of night again as we go across the ditch. And are you there, Scotty?
How's it going, guys?
Yeah,
Very well.
good, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
That's good.
Yes, we go. Mate, what happened to the Broncos women? They're gone.
Yep. I see our captain had a bit of a crop at the press conference.
Yeah, she had a bit of a bubble, didn't she?
Ali?
Yeah.
But,
First time they haven't made the playoffs.
yeah, get used to it.
It was the first time, Scotty, I was upset for a Broncos player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I joke around with it, but, I felt sorry for the poor bugger, but, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it. So, a bit of news first, too. David Clemmer. The Knights prop admits he wants to play the rest of his career out with the club. I don't want to move anywhere. I love the club. I love the town. My family is settled up here, so why would I want to leave? That's good news. So now it's I suppose, in the club's hands if they want to hold on to him. And if they get rid of him, I think they're crazy.
How old is he?
Clem, late 20s, so he's still got a few years left.
Oh, yeah, so it's a couple of years, yeah.
He's still got 1 year left in this contract, then he'll probably sign another 2 to 3 year contract after that, and then he'll finish his career.
Yeah.
To be honest, the way he's playing this year, you'd be crazy not to. And not just that, not just the way he's playing, but what that bloke brings to the club. What he brings to motivate players, and what he brings to... They say about Ponga being a marquee player, putting bums on seats. This bloke puts as much bums on seats as Ponga.
It does. It's not what he does on the field too. It's what he does off the field. His leadership.
That's right. That's right. Exactly right. And, I mean, yeah, to me, he'd be one of my first signings to re-sign.
Oh.
So are the Knights actually thinking of getting rid of him or something, or just not re-signing him?
Rumours have been circulating left, right and centre over the last 6 months. So I say that again,
Okay.
rumours, because no one knows, but, yeah. Anyway, Luke Brooks. Current reports say Luke Brooks is no certainty to play for the Tigers next year. Unfortunately, I hope this is not true, but the Knights are continually showing interest and are very keen to sign him. No.
He'd be good for the New South Wales Cup side.
Well, we're chasing Brody Croft as well, apparently. So wouldn't you rather him than Brooks? Especially when Brody played with Tyson Gamble already.
Yes.
I've got a bad case of deja vu.
Oh, tell me about it. Is this going to be also another last year? Like, we signed Clune, now we're getting rid of Clune. We signed Clifford, now we're getting rid of Clifford by the looks of it too. Like, let's pick our halves and stick with them. And if it's not working for 6 weeks or 4 games or whatever, so what? Stick with it. Give it time.
So I'm suggesting Jake Clifford is gone.
Rumour has it they are shopping him around with an English club.
Right.
Him and Clune, but they don't want to go.
That's fair enough.
So, yeah, I don't know why we're after Brooks. I know some people say you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, but Luke Brooks is not our answer. Anyway, you say in Masters, Huddersfield Giants have announced the signing of Masters on a 2-year deal from 2023 from the Titans. Not a bad player, handy player. Scotty?
Yeah, I don't really know much about him. Too much, yeah.
He's a Kiwi
So
international.
what was that?
Yeah, no, he's a good player, a handy player. One of those ones that does a lot of work, but, behind it doesn't shine in the light as a name player. But
No.
yeah, anyway. Andrew Fafita, there's a few clubs. There's a club interested in him. I hear there's the Tigers. But if the Sharks win the premiership this year, he would consider retirement. So looks like he's going around again. I did hear there's some Super League clubs as well, and there is a couple of NRL clubs.
I did hear that.
Interesting.
I did hear there was he could link up with his brother over in the UK at Wakefield.
I'd say that's where he'll go. But Tigers are also keen for him for a year, so yeah, we'll see.
Bit of a Swans homecoming for him, so to speak.
Also, reports are saying Payne Haas will turn down Samoa and actually play for Australia. Yeah, so interesting. But that'll be handy for Australia. Yeah.
He'd easily make the Australian squad, wouldn't he?
Oh, you'd think so.
Yeah, definitely.
You'd think so. Rabbitohs prop Tavita Tatola. He's been charged with dangerous contact. He will be fined $1,800 and is free to play in the final. How did you see that one?
I thought he should have probably just got suspended.
Was that chicken wing tackle?
Yeah.
I only saw a picture of it, but Jesus Christ, it would have hurt.
Chicken wing. Yes. I think, once again, inconsistency from the judiciary.
They're more lenient towards finals.
Yeah.
Taylor May. Pardon?
No.
So he could get his on Afterpay as well.
Probably, yeah. No, he's not getting any buy now, pay later. He's just straight up got the fine and he can play on. Nothing to see here.
Well, this was one for you, Corey.
Yeah.
Tyrell Sloan. The Dragons fullback is reportedly unhappy at the club and is set to request a release to sign elsewhere.
He has been unhappy for a very long time. He hasn't got on with Griffin.
Do you rate him?
He needs work on his defence, but he is a young guy. I think another year in the Reggies might do him the world of good.
So he'd be a handy pickup for a team like the Tigers or Titans, maybe?
Maybe even the Dolphins. I think I did hear that Wayne Bennett's going to try and bring him up there.
Yeah, Wayne Bennett will probably get a bit out of him because he's probably been...
and don't get me wrong, he's a very, very good attacking player. But like all fullbacks at the moment that we've been going through the Dragons lately, that their defence needs a bit of work. You've had Dufty and now we've had Cody Ramsey that's been there, but he's been in and out of reserve grade as well, and he finally cemented his spot there and he's done well. So...
Interesting to see what happens there. Aussie boxing trainer Johnny Lewis has called for Paul Gallen to retire immediately, saying he's slowed up and looks like an old man, don't even have one last fight. But, Matt Lodge has thrown out the challenge to him. Matt Lodge has said, we'll do it, we'll fight for $1 million. But Matt Lodge doesn't want to see a cent of that money.
Is it going to that family?
No, I thought this is where it probably should have. He wants it to go to a charity out.
Mate, you can't just do that. Pay your debt to the family
I
that
think,
you're traumatised.
Oh, okay. If you
I
guys,
think that debt's been paid.
yeah, Wayne Bennett and the Broncos were paid that, didn't they?
No, I think what he did is took out a loan or something, and that's how he paid that debt, and then basically paid the loan off.
Was that the Bank of Broncos? Suncorp?
No, we haven't got Uncle Nick.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing this, actually. This would be a pretty interesting fight.
It won't happen, just like the Sonny Bill.
Oh, I want to see
Any
Sonny
climax.
Bill. Sonny Bill. I want to see him.
Well, Sonny Bill's, he's got a match up against Mark Hunt, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Beg your
does.
pardon.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I know his brother, Mike.
Haha. Anyway,
Yeah, I'd like to see Sonny Bill have a go. Yeah, there's one saying, oh, it's because you want this. You're not signing because you want that. Let's just get it on.
how about we just let footballers be footballers and let the young, up-and-coming boxers get to it?
And Sonny Bill. And then I'll be happy. Just Sonny Bill once and go home.
You'd like to get in and play with Sonny Bill in the ring.
I like Sonny Bill.
Well, Justin Hodges dropped him the other night.
Ben Hennett, the polar bear.
Yeah.
Now, I'm telling you, Justin Hodges didn't do Gal. The polar bear done the damage on Gal already. And I tell you what, I'd take my hat off to the polar bear. Did you see that, Scotty?
Nah, that was on too late for me. I just caught like sort of little highlights of those boxing matches.
Oh, mate.
So I knew it was going to be Gallen 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, those two never had a chance.
No, but I tell you what, he did give it a fair crack. The polar bear.
Was it him that knocked him down, or was it Hodges that knocked him down?
Hodges
knocked him down.
But yeah, he gave him a fair. The polar bear give it to him, I tell you. Anyway, Brandon Smith, Denny Wilder reports Brandon Smith has worn out his welcome at the Storm, and that Craig Bellamy did not even mention his name when paying tribute to their departing players. That's a bit harsh. I like the block of cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of, if they've had a fallout or a lover's tiff or whatever, be a bit more professional, and he's done a fair bit to that club.
Yeah. Oh, he's done heaps.
I just think that Matalova Bellamy doesn't like the block of cheese because he's a larrikin and he plays jokes and, things like I don't think, I like the bloke, to be honest.
Well, didn't the block of cheese steal his grandson's lollipop or something that time?
He's still sour grapes over there.
I mean, you can't be pissed off at that. That is absolute gold. What he did.
That's right.
And I mean, he's going to be. Oh, there was another time. I think was it him that was putting stuff up Bellamy's nose when they're on the plane when he was snoring.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like, you want more of this in the game, I think.
Exactly. It's like when they're actually training and playing the game, he's serious. But outside of that, you can be a joker. It's all good in my book.
I like the bloke. I actually like the bloke and think, that is... Even if you don't like him, put on a face and just, be a bit more respectful and more classy, because I thought that was pretty ordinary, unprofessional.
He'll be a good asset to the Roosters next year.
Yep.
In saying that, well, how does that leave Connor Watson? Connor Watson was taken there to become, the next best utility in the game. And now they've got block of cheese. I thought that was a bit of a kick in the arse to Connor Watson.
Well, I think Brandon Smith will probably play hooker and stay hooker. And I think Connor might just roam around the halves.
Interesting. You see,
who's the Roosters hooker this year?
Sam Verrills.
Sam Verrills. So,
and he's off to the Titans.
Oh, so it was okay.
Okay, well there you go. He will be the hooker.
Yeah, and Connor will come on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if not, and I'm Penrith, we need to replace William Appy Coruscant. Connor Watson will be a handy replacement. Still a little bit smaller shoes to fill. I mean, Appy's a big pair of shoes to fill, but Connor would be a good. I reckon Cleary could get some the good out of Connor, personally.
We'll probably get the young bloods come up.
Anyway, the Rabbits...
I do feel... going back to Brandon Smith, I do feel sorry for him. Like, he's been with the Storm for a number of years now. He was, Cam Smith started when Cam Smith was playing, and once he left, Harry Grant came. So he was... He's always wanted to be the number one hooker for the Storm, but just never got there.
So has there been a bit more with Bellamy and him that meets the eye, Not
maybe, yeah. Well, but like those
maybe
two hookers are... Yeah. Those two hookers, those two players are, obviously better than the Cheese. So, maybe he just wants to change. He wants to change, and he wants to actually play 80 minutes at hooker.
I mean, Harry Grant is a good hooker, but I wouldn't go and far as saying he's better than Brandon Smith, I would say they're on pretty par, to be honest. But in saying that, why couldn't they have put Brandon Smith at lock? You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe not. He's probably not really an 80-minute player there, though. And he probably prefers hooker.
Anyway, I guess only they will know. Anyway, Viliamu kick out. The Rabbits are reportedly set to use the video of Viliamu singing their team song and seemingly, I use that loosely, mocking them after the 2021 Grand Final as a motivation ahead of their final matchup.
True.
If they need that as motivation, they're not going to win.
Are they clutching at straws? Like, come on.
How about we just go back to the grand final and use that as motivation? Hey, they beat us. We've got a score to settle.
100%. That's... Whoever printed that, like, if that's...
I printed it.
You know.
Whoever wrote
Whoever wrote that story. Was it Buzz Rothfield? Because that's the type of shit I'd expect from him.
It's a junior reporter.
Oh, mate. No, that's just garbage.
Yeah.
That is just garbage. Like Coach Kylie just said, you used the last year's grand final. You can't get a bigger motivation than that. And have they got any players retiring?
Souths.
Yeah.
Not that I
But they've got a few leaving.
Yeah.
There's your second next big motivation. Let's do it for...
Why don't you throw the Cody Walker, let's throw the intercept, let's get into him.
Or Latrell Mitchell renamed the stadium, what was it?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Trillions, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Trillions? Trillions?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm just choking on the garbage. That is just... Oh, mate. Anyway, let's get into last week's games before... the Riverworms, 40. That's right, 40 over the Raiders, 4.
Scotty.
Yeah, that was Floorboy Gary on his Riverworms there.
Sitting here with his Parramatta jersey on.
Yeah, that was probably one of the worst displays I've seen all year. I think from a team, especially a team that is in the finals.
Not putting up a fight.
No, did they turn up at all?
Well, they looked all right in the first.
Yeah, they did the damage.
10
They
minutes.
knocked Melbourne out.
So,
They gave up.
what do you think on this one, Scotty?
Well, if you look back at the Raiders' season, I don't think they deserve to be playing in week 3, let alone week 2 of the finals.
Nope.
So they lost a few games against bottom 8 teams throughout the year. Some of their wins were against, like, most of their wins were against bottom 8 teams, but they only won by, like, say, 2 points. Like, I think the 2 times they played the Knights was 2-point wins, you know, and the Knights were, like, down the bottom.
And they were
No offence,
and the Knights
Dean,
were in
but
front at half time.
They went down
Yeah,
the bottom.
yeah.
We're right on the bottom.
But you know what I mean? Like, they did have a couple of wins against, like, Rabbitohs and Storm, etc. But and they did enough to make the top 8, but definitely not a team for week 3.
Oh, 100%. But when you come out...
They deserve that to get fresh like that, I reckon.
But when you come out and you play and knock the Storm out like they did the week before, wouldn't that give you...
Storm, they were just a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
Storm.
but mentally, that would give you a boost. You know, we've just knocked the Storm out. And they're a hard team to beat regardless. I just think there was a lot of poor coaching decisions in that game, I feel. And... I mean, there's only so much a coach can do, yes, but there was a lot of coaching decisions I thought should have went the other way that really cost them the game. And yeah, for Stuart to come out and say that garbage that he did after it, I thought he was clutching at straws.
Yeah, their one try was pretty good though.
Yeah.
The Raiders.
Parramatta did play well.
Unfortunately.
Thank you, Kylie.
Unfortunately.
Parramatta played their grand final, I think.
I hope so. Oh, sorry, Gary. Only if they meet us in the grand final, that is.
Anyway, but the Sharks 12 went down to the Rabbits 38. We all seen this coming.
Because Scotty's been saying the Sharks and the Cowboys have been having an easy draw. So Cowboys will be tested Friday night.
As I said all year too, Sharks are not premiership contenders yet. They're top 8, and they've done a good thing to get to the top 8. But there's still a piece of that puzzle not right there to go that extra step. I mean, next year, maybe. But, yeah.
If they get a lucky draw again, like this year.
Yeah.
But, so, I just don't see why the Eels have to travel up to Queensland to play at the Cowboys ground, because that's home ground advantage.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
As it should be.
No, it shouldn't.
Why?
Well, yes, it should be.
Not
But
for a prelim, in my
No.
opinion.
but Penrith should also be allowed to play at home.
Exactly.
Because they've
Yeah.
both earned that.
So South, this will be 3 weeks in a row that South get home advantage when they shouldn't have.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, this is where it should go back to. They shouldn't be playing at that stadium. It all should be played under the one stadium at the moment, Stadium Australia. And
Well, why can't it be, okay, so you're saying, the Penrith Stadium is not big enough? You want a big stadium?
no, well, that's what the league said. That's why they've moved it.
Yeah. So why can't it be a neutral stadium? Like Uncorp
Oh, I'm happy with that.
or Melbourne, but not
As long as-
benefit
100%.
not benefit one of the teams.
yeah.
100% agree with that. And
Yeah.
where at the moment it's benefiting the Cowboys
And South.
and South.
And South, yep. But Cowboys need at least one home game, and they haven't had one yet.
Well, that's their issue.
Everyone else has had a home game. So to stop all this, then every single game in the finals should be on neutral territory
Yep.
at a big stadium.
I
Oh,
agree.
I've got no dramas with the first round. If you finish 1 and 2, or in the top 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have a home ground semi, because that's why you strive to finish 4 in the top 4.
Yeah.
After
and
that-
this is why, and this is the Cowboys' home game.
But that's,
Cowboys didn't get a home game in the week one.
but this is where it goes back to, it should be 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7,
Okay. Yep.
3 plays, so on, because them top 4 will get a home semi the first round.
Okay. Yep.
And then it goes back, every game goes to, okay, we'll just use this for shits and giggles, Combank Stadium. And they're all played out of that one stadium. And no home ground advantage. Find a neutral ground. Because to me, okay, if Parramatta lose on the weekend to a decision that is sort of 50-50 and is influenced by the crowd, how do you explain that? How do you take that? You know what I mean?
Soft titties, say the kitty.
But that's to get into the grand final. You can't just go
The Raiders would be feeling that.
100%. And you know what I think about that. But
6 again.
so that's where it has to be, back to that system and neutral ground. How it used to be. Stop stuffing with it. There was nothing wrong with it.
I think it might have something to do with the lopsided results.
But that's your issue. If you can't perform in the finals, well, you're not good enough to be there.
This is why I think a top 5 would be good for me. I like to go back to a top 5 system.
No. Top 8, because we'll never get there if not.
Don't say that.
Anyway, that's just my opinion. But we may take a short break, and we'll come back with this week's games, and we'll see who we think's going to get through to the big dance. All right, guys, and welcome back. And on to this week's games, mate. We'll save the best to last, so we'll go with the first one: the Cowboys and the Eels on Friday night. up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. This one could go either way, to be honest. You want to do the team list then?
Oh, you can.
Alrighty. Well, Clint Govison, Micah Seaver, Will Penasini, Tom Opacek, Wonga Blake.
Wait, I thought Tom Opacek was injured.
Well,
He's they're just going to monitor him this week,
yeah.
Ah, okay.
but he's been named.
No great loss if he was out. Dylan Brown, Mitchell Moses, Regan Campbell Gillard. I'll come back to him. Reed Marnie, Junior Paulo, Sean Lane, Isaiah Papali. Is that how you say it? Papaletti. Ryan Patterson, Bailey Simonson, Nathan Brown, and Offenhiki something.
Ogden.
Sorry, Mr. Ogden. And Kai Robwell. And
Makahesi Makatoa.
that's him. You've done really well there. Back to, what's his name? Regan Campbell Gillard. Thank God he come out. I seen that this week. And he put to rest all them stupid rumours about the
Penrith.
the Penrith boys didn't want him in the Blues, so that's why he didn't get picked.
Straight from his mouth.
Straight from the horse's mouth, he said it was a load of garbage. He's still really good friends with all the Penrith players, especially
And
as
they've all moved on.
we've all moved on. It's about time everyone else does. And also, he said he will never pull on a jersey if he was asked to. Load of garbage. He said if it's handed to him, he'll wear it with pride. So good on him for coming out and saying that. But yeah, the Cowboys: Scotty Drinkwater, Kyle Felt, Valentine Holmes, Peter Hiku, Murray Tuolangi, Tom Dearden, and Chad Townsend. The forwards are Jordan McLean, Reece Robson, Ruben Cutter. That's him. Tom Gilbert, Jeremiah Nanai, Jason Taumalalo. So not a bad side there. It's a hard one. They've both got some good.
I don't know who to tip.
That's all I mean. Could go either way. I mean, does home ground advantage come into play here?
A little bit.
It's apparently going to be hot and humid as well up there.
So they're going to be used to that.
So that would help the Cowboys. So the Eels played in Darwin against the Cowboys during the season, and the Cowboys smashed them by 30 points.
See, there's another thing. That's not real fair. Eels don't like hot, dry conditions. They like
It gets hot out west.
yeah, but not like that up there.
Yeah, but probably not like that. So yeah, apparently the conditions are going to be similar to that.
So this is another thing where I go back to stadiums with roofs on them. If they got a roof on their stadium there, like the one at Melbourne, a big one at Melbourne's got a roof on it, and they have some kind of cooling system in there, then it would be more even playing field, wouldn't it?
Possibly.
All right. Who's going to take the Cowboys? Who's taking the Eels?
Me, I would like to see Parramatta get through because I don't want to see a Queensland team make the finals. But I think Cowboys might just get over the line only because of home ground advantage. But I would like to be proven wrong.
Well, old mate with his 2022 Parramatta Eels premiership tattoo, he might regret it if they don't make it. So
Well, what a goose.
that's one reason they need to win it.
Obviously, you don't need a long neck to be a goose, do you?
Oh,
It looks like an easy cover-up, though, but I'm probably going to tip the Cowboys for the same reason.
Home ground advantage. I'm taking the Cowboys for that as well.
Sorry, Gary.
If it was down Sydney, I'd probably take the Eels. But I think it's a
Who wants it more on the night?
But I think it's a hard ask for the Eels to have to fly up there and in them conditions as
I
well.
hope they've already gone up early to acclimatise.
Surely.
Minion, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going Parramatta.
I bet you are. Anyway, on to the...
Gee, I wonder who Gary's going.
Don't ask me.
I think we know.
Cowboys?
What about Scotty? Did he already say it?
I was on this.
I'm probably going to flip a coin on the day.
Yeah, it's like that.
That's honestly, it could. That's what it could come down to. This one's a real hard one.
Here's a good bet at the TAB or the sports bet or whatever you guys got to draw it full time at 80 minutes. That might be paying a bit.
You never know.
It might happen.
On to the game I'm actually looking forward to, the grand final replay from last year.
I'll be hiding under the bed.
I'll find you. The Panthers and the Rabbits. Saturday nights, 10 to 8. To be honest, this one could be a lot closer than people think as well. Because, I mean, they are two classy teams.
Well, it's 2 points in the grand final.
But I just think, and I hope I'm right, the Panthers will really, because they're such a tight-knit group, will really want to do it for Appy
And they're all
and Billy
fresh.
Armu.
They're all fresh.
Yeah, they're all fresh. And to be honest, is there a better player in the game than Nathan Cleary at the moment?
Can't see one.
Scotty?
Is there a better player than Nathan Cleary? I would probably say no one probably.
Yeah.
He is good, eh?
Yeah.
I was going to say me, but I'm a close second.
Are we still talking about rugby league? Anyway, yeah. What a game that's going to be.
I'm tipping
Yeah.
Panthers, obviously.
Yeah, have you got the team list of that one?
Oh, somewhere.
Somewhere?
Now you're pushing your luck.
Because there's a few changes to that one in there. Oh, one.
No, it's just Charlie Staines coming in for the naughty boy.
Yeah, but
The naughty boy.
And I think Brian Toto's moving to another wing.
The other side.
chicken wing. No, there's
Who's picking who?
Well, there's here we go. Yes. Well, the Rabbits do the Rabbits first. Latrell Mitchell, Alex Johnson's been named, but he's under an injury cloud, correct?
He'll play.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'll play.
Well, okay, this is going to be interesting. Remind me to come back to Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson, Isaiah Tass, Campbell Graham,
Tony Milne.
Tane Milne, Cody Walker, Lachlan
Ilias.
That's him. Tavita,
Tatala.
that's him. Damien Cook, Mark Nichols,
Keon Kolamatangi.
yeah, that's him as well. Jai Arrow, Cameron Murray, Cody Nicarima, Hame Saleh, Michael Cheekham, and Jed Cartwright. Okay, back to Alex Johnson. They've put Charlie Staines on that wing? No.
That's right. They know where the weakness will be.
But why would you put Staines on Alex Johnson? Alex Johnson's probably one of the form wingers of the competition, leading 4 million tries in 1 year, and you put a bloke that's only real talent is his speed on him. Wouldn't he be moving to all over there? I just think Staines could probably handle Milne a bit better than Johnson, personally. Anyway, I'll go through the Penny Panthers, brought to you by Oak Classic Milk. Is that correct? Number one, and my choice for fullback of the year, and Daily M player of the year, Dylan Edwards, Charlie Staines, Isaac Tago, Stephen Crichton, Brian Tu'u, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Moses Leota, Appy Coruscant, James Fisher Harris, Billy Armu Kickow, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yo, Mitch Kenny, Scott Sorensen, Spencer Leno, and Jamin Salmon. That bench, can you get a better bench than that?
Penrith bench. Good bench.
Be even better if Staines was on it.
No, it'd be even better if he was out altogether. No offence to the poor kid, but
Is anyone injured for Penrith? Besides, obviously, May being suspended.
nah.
May's injured as well, so that worked out all right.
Oh, okay. Right.
But he could be fine, so I would have named him in last week's reserve grade team. serves his penalty. He's fit to play this week.
Could you imagine the uproar?
Would have been fun. Scott Sorensen, Spencer Leno,
Lenu.
same thing, different mother. They have to be two of the form bench players in the competition. Like, have you seen, especially Spencer when he comes on?
I like also Scott Sorensen too. He's a good player.
I reckon if they come on contract, the Knights need to throw some money at Sorensen. He's a gun, absolute gun. But Spencer, he just knows one speed. Straight ahead, get out of my way. I think he's a gun. All right, guys, this is no influence taken here, but who are we going to get here? Who are we taking?
Scotty?
I'll probably go Penrith.
Corey.
Penrith.
Floorboy Gary.
Yeah.
Minion Mitch.
Penrith.
And I don't have to ask, but I will anyway.
It depends on if Charlie Staines puts in an effort. We might get 50 tries in that corner for South. But Penrith, yeah, I'll tip Penrith.
I'm taking Penrith, and I think if we had the full side, and no, I don't want to sound disrespectful to Staines, but I just don't think he offers that much that Penrith need on that wing. But hopefully they can cover for that, and the class of Cleary, Azeo, Dylan Edwards will overcome it, and then we'll be off to the grand final. So cracker of a game should be the.
He needs to be on the wing, I reckon.
That's right. That's him.
Taruva. Sania Taruva.
Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't they pick him?
See, Josh Mansell's back in.
Yeah, he'll be. Isn't he retiring?
He's on the extended bench. Yeah.
Maybe he's retiring at the end of the year.
That's
Why didn't they put whatever
Saniva.
Saniva Tanavi or whatever his name is on there? Why didn't they put him in?
Comes down to maybe a little bit of experience.
That bloke is a gun. He played for Fiji. You know the bloke we're talking about, Scotty?
No.
Or even Eddie Blacker. He was pretty good.
Oh yeah, Eddie Blacker. Eddie Blacker should have got a start. The prop that played against the Cowboys that ran down Scotty Drinkwater.
Blacker by name, but he looked like an albino.
I guess Scotty didn't see that one as well. Anyway, all right, mate. It's past your bedtime over there, so we'll let you go, and we'll talk to you next week, and hopefully we'll be going into a grand final with the Panthers.
Have you got your tickets yet?
No, come Sunday night, or Saturday night, if they win, we'll have tickets.
Oh yeah. How much are they?
Well, the ones we're looking at were $6.50.
Jeepers.
No, I'm close,
right.
but yeah,
Probably a lot
thanks
more
anyway.
because people mark them up.
Yeah, they'll mark them up, but she's worth it, so I'll pay it.
So are you guys like members of kind of you members of the Penrith Panthers?
No, I used to be until this year, but we're members for the Knights, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
So would that mean, even though you're members of the Knights, would that mean you get
No,
like
I
dibs
don't think it does.
or anything?
yeah, apparently it does. But I
does,
tried to use my code yesterday, and it just said that it wasn't valid, whatever that meant. But yeah.
It's all right. We'll get him. We'll get him, mate. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I heard you can get on Ticketek Marketplace. Like the teams that'll lose from now, they'll start selling their tickets. So we'll be lucky to snag some, I reckon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother wanting to sell your ticket just to experience the grand final. Like it doesn't matter. Like if your team's been knocked out.
I don't know. I wouldn't
See,
want to go see
yeah.
the Roosters and Storm play.
I'd be the opposite. I'd be cranky.
No, I'd still want to go and see.
Imagine going and seeing the Broncos play.
Imagine if they had to play the Knights and you had to go and sing the team song if Broncos won.
Anyway, yeah, good talking to you, Scotty, and we'll catch you next week, mate.
See ya.
Sweet, have a good one, eh?
You too.
See ya.
Take care.
Laters.
All right, guys,
Yeah,
we'll
cheers.
take a short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and it's that time of night again. It's time for a bit of humour, and
I'm laughing already.
they that bloody good.
Nope.
Anyway, I think she's given it away, but it's time for the Crazy Lady's Jokes of the Week.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
This one was sent in from Karen Bennett. As a woman passed her daughter's closed bedroom door, she heard a strange buzzing noise coming from within. Opening the door, she observed her daughter with a vibrator. Shocked, she asked, "What in the world are you doing?" The daughter replied, "Mum, I'm 35 years old, unmarried, and this thing is about as close as I'll ever get to a husband. Please go away and leave me alone." The next day, the girl's father heard the same buzzing coming from the other side of the closed bedroom door. Upon entering the room, he observed his daughter making passionate love to her vibrator. To his query as to what she was doing, the daughter said, "Dad, I'm 35, unmarried, and this thing is about as close as I'll ever get to a husband. Please go away and leave me alone." A couple of days later, the wife came home from a shopping trip, placed the groceries on the kitchen counter, and heard that buzzing noise coming from, of all places, the living room. She entered that area and observed her husband sitting on the couch, downing a cold beer and staring at the TV. The vibrator was next to him on the couch, buzzing like crazy. The wife asked, "What the hell are you doing?" The husband replied, "I'm watching football with my son-in-law."
That's good. I like it.
Well, I didn't hear you laugh properly. You need to practice your laugh.
Is that better?
Nope. Okay. This one was sent in from Christopher Vassallo, so thank you, Chris. A woman goes out shopping with her husband and spots a pair of boots she loves. The husband says, "No chance, love, they're way too expensive." Later on in bed, the wife is just falling asleep. The husband tries his luck and places his hand on her hip and lower onto her thigh. She turns to him and says, "I don't think so, mate. If you're not prepared to shoe the horse, then you sure as hell ain't riding it."
Whoa. Oh, you got another one?
Sure. Because we're on a roll and all.
Yeah, well, why not?
How Chow calls into work and says, "Hey, I no come work today. I really sick. Got headache, stomach ache and legs hurt. I no come to work." The boss says, "You know something, How Chow? I really need you today. When I feel sick like you, I go to my wife and ask her for some love making. That makes everything better and I go to work. You try that." 2 hours later, Ho Chow calls again. "I do what you say and I feel great. I be at work soon. You got a nice house."
Oh. Nice. We got more.
I printed one off for you.
Oh, you've been stealing mine. You've been in me jokes all week, have you?
Sure.
In me.
Sure.
I have a friend who tried to take a selfie in the shower, but the image was too blurry. He has self-esteem issues. I'll let myself out. It's nowhere near as good as me Harley one.
Oh, here we go.
Do you know what? I still haven't heard the Harley one. Can I actually hear
Oh,
this?
don't
Haven't
get
you?
started.
No, I
You
haven't.
won't remember it. Please, dear God.
If my name was David and I had another son, I'll call him Harley because he could introduce himself as, "Hi, I'm Harley, David's son."
Did you have to?
Have you heard me tractor joke?
Oh, God.
Oh, I think I've heard that one.
Oh, how good is that one? Anyway, do you have any more? Is that it?
No, you don't want to hear me saying all my jokes.
All right, we'll save them ones for next week. So, go the Mighty Panthers. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to a little bet. If they win, you've got to sing the Panthers team song next week.
Do I look like I can sing?
That wasn't the question. Don't you reckon?
I don't make silly bets.
No, if they win, you have to sing the team song. So,
if they lose, guess who's going to be sitting here crying next week?
not me.
So if the Knights girls win, make the grand final, are you going to sing as well?
Yeah, I think they've got the same song as the men's, haven't
I
they?
think they have, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's easy done. So if they win, you will sing the team song next week. So if you ever want to hear Kylie sing the team song, let us know.
I don't sing.
You sing well. Anyway, thanks for coming on this week again. And thanks to what we got here. Well, we all wanted to say thank you for all your hard work you've done throughout the year, even though there's another show next week. But we're very grateful for all your hard work you do behind the scenes, and yeah.
Do I have a choice? No.
No, you don't. But
Definitely the glue that holds everyone together.
so
I don't know.
on that,
I send everyone insane. That's what I do.
thank God for Head Eye. No, anyway, on that note, yeah, she's does a great job. So
Can you stop now?
we'll see you next week.
Head's starting to swell.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll
through the
take a
doors.
short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back. And it's that time of night again. It's time for Talking Schmidt.
Talking
And caller number one, who we got there?
This is Henry, long-time member of the Rebels footy sledging canoe.
Oh, Henry Daunt.
Yes,
G'day, champion. How are you?
I'm very well. Famous or infamous, depending on how you put it.
Mate, welcome to the show, firstly, and I don't believe you've been on before.
No, this is first-time call.
Oh, nice. First time call, long time listener. What question you got for us?
Oh, okay. Well, my question is, do you think the Wellington Orcas are a viable candidate to include in the NRL as an 18th team?
Possibility, because
Very
this.
good question.
Yeah.
Very good question.
Personally, I think the first team to come in now should be the Western Reds. We've got to. That's the only rule. And then after that, I'd be definitely thinking another team over in Auckland. But for me, I would like to see the Western Reds come back in. They've apparently got a big, over there, there's a big push for it. They've got everything all ready to go. It's just the approval from the NRL. And North Sydney Bears were also looking to jump on board with the Western Reds. So, I mean... yeah, I'd like to see them back in.
I would love to see the Bears back in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, get rid of Manly and bring in the Bears.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's just that I think the reason I say Wellington Orcas is now that we're going to be seeing the Dolphins come into the NRL this year. It's got me thinking that, is it more likely that an established team like Wellington Orcas would be in a better position to be admitted as opposed to a whole new entity?
Yeah, well, more quite possibly. It's that's a good question. And another one was the PNG Hunters, is it? People are saying why can't they come in as well? So, I mean, there's a big uproar of who you could and who couldn't come in. I mean, I guess you'd have to put all the cards on the table and see which one's the best. But they would definitely be a team that I would say would be in the mix of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's just my question for all you guys. So, something to, I thought, give you guys a bit of a doozy.
Well, if just say Wellington and the Bears, and we get to a 20-team competition again, like it was back in the early '90s, I think, when Super League, just before Super League started. With 20 teams, you'd probably want to go unless you play each other once, or would you go 2 tiers, and you play each other twice? So both teams have got, and then you've got the winner out of one conference versus the winner out of the other conference.
All right, 20 teams. You play each other twice. You harden up. You're getting paid big money to play this football. If you can't play 40 games of football on this kind of money, play each team twice. One at home, one away.
I like that idea.
And even if they've got to scrap, it's an extra, couple of games. That's not much, really. And
Either that, or you could structure the 20-team comp into two tiers, allowing for proper relegation.
Well, that's what I was actually thinking.
But okay, you come from Newcastle. Say the Broncos. This is just a shits and gigs, and the Broncos in the second tier. But you like the Broncos. You miss out seeing them play in your hometown. So you've got to go and travel. And who can travel? In this day and age, who can afford to travel up to Brisbane each week to see your team play? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it has to be, in my opinion, if we go 20 teams, that's fine. Why can't you play 40 games of football here. Really? It's not that hard.
Well, we can say that, but I think
For that kind of money, I could pay 100. I wouldn't be any good, but I'll play.
Oh well, a few more games on the TV never harmed anyone. Bring back Monday Night Football.
That's right. Saturday afternoon with Warren Smith.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Thursday Night Football.
But I don't know. I get what you're saying, and I know player burnout, etc. But I just, I don't know. I just don't like this idea of, okay, we mightn't play Brisbane this year, or we mightn't play Canberra this year. If it's, you know what I mean. See, my whole thing too is, I guess it's a hard situation, but like we didn't get to play the Cowboys before Jonathan Thurston. I wanted to see him down here before he announced his retirement because we'd only played him up there. There's got to be some kind of, I don't know. Wait, do we get rid of Origin mid-year until the end of the year to help with player burnout? Do we extend the season by a couple of weeks, or start it a couple of weeks earlier, and have a few bye rounds where each, and give teams a rest and extend the season? There's options like that. Do we include, instead of each team having 1 or 2 buys, they get 3 or 4 buys a year, extend the season by a couple of weeks, but they get a couple of weeks off during the year? I mean, it's a hard one, but where do you go with it? I guess it won't go the way I would like it to. I'd probably go, they play one team once, but that to me that's robbing the fans. And I guess you got to look at player burnout, but.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because it's just I think if you were to expand it to that size, you'd have to obviously have to extend the season by a bit further. In order to, and it's also important that it's one thing to extend the season. It's you've also got to factor in the player, the fan interest as well, because
I can watch it every 52 weeks of the year.
Yeah. Oh well, you've got people that'll watch it 52 weeks of the year. It's just me making sure that's a good amount of time that people. Can support can watch the NRL season and not have those lapses of interest.
But that's the thing too. If we don't play, okay, for example, at Newcastle, we don't play, Canberra, Cowboys, whatever this year, then it will have to make it so next year they are at home. You know what I mean? So it's a hard one, but how they go about it is I've got no idea. But that's a good question, Henry. So. Mate, we appreciate your call, and you're in for question of the week for a prize this week. So stay tuned, mate, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes, and I'd like to say one more thing. The Nighttime Podcast is not a great radio show. It's sterling content.
Well, thanks, champion.
If you follow the Rebels canoe, you'll know what sterling content means.
That's a pretty good rap from a Melbourne Storm supporter, I believe you are. Is that correct?
That is correct. I am a Melbourne Storm supporter since 1998.
So, appreciate that, and appreciate your feedback and coming on tonight. So stay tuned, mate, and, feel free to call in again.
Okay, I certainly shall.
Thanks very much.
Take care, guys.
See ya. Thank you,
mate.
All right, guys, and it's time for caller number 2. All right, guys, it's time for caller number 2. Who we got?
All right, it's Daniel here.
Daniel, that voice sounds familiar. You got a shirt on?
Oh, I never do.
Ah, yes, it's the Gosling. How you going there, champion?
Oh, I'm going good.
Mate, no footy for the Titans up there, so who are you jumping on?
It's hard, right? Because, you always got to support the Queensland teams. You always got to. But my dad was a mad Parramatta fan, so I don't know who to go for this weekend. It's a real toss up.
I'd forget the both of them, just go for Penrith.
Well, that is an option, but I think I'm going for Parramatta because it would be nice for them to make another grand final.
Yeah, well, Floorboy Gary here is a massive Parramatta supporter, so you've got him.
Oh, That's all the confirmation I need.
Stick with them.
But yeah, no, I've jumped on Penrith with the crazy lady. She's a huge Penrith fan. So, and that, I must say, I'd never desert my beloved Knights, but yeah, I'd say the Panthers would have to be, a bit
When
of
the
a
Knights aren't an option.
Sorry.
When the Knights aren't an option,
Yeah,
might as well go for
Penrith. Penrith. There, I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. But, mate, what's your question for us this week, champion?
Oh, well, I've got a question. Do you think the Cowboys have what it takes? Because they did beat the Sharks, right? But the Sharks got absolutely embarrassed. So the real question is, will they be embarrassed next week? Or this week, sorry? Or do you think they've got it?
Home ground advantage is going to help them. And I think the big task of Parramatta having to fly up there, and the heat is apparently supposed to be pretty warm up there and dry on Friday night. So I'd say with all them factors coming in, I'd say there's a big chance that the Cowboys might pull this off.
But do you think they're going to win the grand final if it's back down Sydney way?
No. Against Penrith? No. If for some reason...
the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, it was the Rabbits for some unknown reason, there's a chance. So, yeah, I'll say no for me.
Okay. Well, the real matchup basically everyone wants is the Battle of Western Sydney.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? No, Parramatta versus
Penrith.
Penrith again.
Well, they are the only team to beat them twice, so...
Yeah, it'd be interesting too to see a full-strength team against a full-strength team. Grand final, that'd be an interesting one. But
It certainly will be.
Guys, what do you think?
For the Cowboys, I think they can win this week, but if they play Penrith, no chance.
Minion.
I agree with you, like the home advantage and that, but if Parramatta play like they did last week, because
true.
the Cowboys, they only won a couple of points, and if Parramatta went and play like they did, I think it's game on.
True, that is a good point. They did play very well last week. Do you see anyone stopping Penrith?
If I'm being honest, it's only Parramatta, and I feel like this is Parramatta's year, right? Because you know how inconsistent they were this year. It was either they were going to win the grand final or go out in straight sets. I think they've got over that straight sets hump, so I think they'll make it to the grand final, and I think it'll be a good game. Hopefully, and hopefully Mitchell Moses doesn't get knocked out again. If that happens, it's all over. But
yes, and imagine the bombs that Wonga Blake would be getting on that day.
He won't even send him back. He'll send someone else.
I mean, that'll be a cracker of a grand final. That wouldn't be a bad one. I wouldn't mind that. And then, to be honest, that'll be a hard one to pick. But yeah, I mean, Souths. I wouldn't write Souths off, but I mean, they're a classy side. If I'm Luai, I get in the face of Cody Walker, and I get into his head. I play mind games with him. You get him off his game, you go a big part of it. Because Cody Walker's a player that, if you get in his head, you rattle him. He's gone. And I think also
what happened last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Interception.
And I think if you do pretty similar to Latrell Mitchell, get him off his game, his head goes down, he's a player of confidence. I think if you get those two rattled, you win the game.
What do you think of the decision now that Adam Reynolds to go for Souths and have this Lachlan Ilias in now? It's proven
most ridiculous decision in South's history.
And now Lockie's obviously playing in a prelim final. So, I mean, Braithen Astor said it the other day that, that Ilias will be, that's proven right. Well, you can't really say too much about that because it's only been one year.
But why would you get rid of Reynolds in the first place? I mean, look what I know the Broncos are not in the finals, but what he done with that team this year proves for itself. He steered him in a, and he's built, really, Reynolds is sort of rebuilding that club, I feel. But you take, no disrespect to Ilias, he's going to be a good player, going to be in time. But you put Reynolds back in there, in that team, playing Penrith this week, do you split them? How can you split that team?
It'll be
an even contest.
Yes.
So, for me, that it has to be the most stupidest decision in NRL history. That's my opinion. How do you see it?
Like it was a little bit understandable what South was saying, but I still think it was a stupid decision, and that he's gone and makes the Broncos better. So I think it's a terrible decision, and he should have just stayed, and the Broncos should have been bad this year.
You don't get rid of a player until you have a replacement that is as good, if not better.
100%.
And they didn't. So
yeah, it's a real thumper. What they were thinking.
Anyway, mate. So who you riding for the grand final? Who you think's going through? Parramatta.
Yeah, and Penrith. I think it's going to be the battle of Western Sydney, and I think that will be an absolutely ripper, unless Wonga Blake doesn't know how to catch a ball.
All right, I'll tell you what. Next week we'll have you back on the show, and we'll see if you're right or wrong. And if Parramatta make it through to the grand final, I want to see a Gosling.
Well, I would love to see a Gosling from a Parramatta fan or a Penrith.
We'll get Floorboy Gary onto that. He's a Parramatta fan.
You love to see it, don't you?
It's a hit around the grounds now. There's we were down at Penrith the other week, and I look over and I said to the crazy lady, I said, "Look, there's a Gosling." And there was a Penrith bloke with his shirt off, waving it around. It's growing and growing.
Well, I'm glad that my namesake will be known for taking his shirt off.
Yeah, it's even as a clip on YouTube. It's the Gosling, and it's you doing the shirt around. So I do believe there's a bloke on the panel here that owes us a Gosling.
Yeah, cool.
Because didn't we have a bet that if James Fisher-Harris scored last week, was it that they played that you'd do a Gosling? Yeah, old Fish went over for a try. So, stay tuned. You'll see a minion shirtless.
It's a minion Gosling.
Anyway, champion, thanks for the call, and we'll call back in next week, and hopefully we'll have see whose prediction has been right or wrong.
Oh well, I'm hoping it's right.
Too easy, champion. Thanks for your call, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you, dude.
Perfect.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
That's Mr. Gosling up there in Titans territory. So we'll take caller number 3. All right, guys, it's time for caller number 3. Who we got?
Got Robbo from Doomside again, mate.
Oh, champion, welcome back. We should have you on just about every week. You're on every week.
Keep calling for my own segment.
Mate, what's your question for us this week? And firstly, who you backing for the grand final?
Grand final, definitely got to be Panthers. I can't go past them, mate. I think it's theirs to lose. And women, obviously the Knights.
Sounds good to me. What's your question for us?
Question, mate. Daly M's. Daly M, the rookie coach. Who you guys liking?
Ooh.
The rookie's a hard one.
I don't know if he's going to get it, but my Daily M player of the year is Dylan Edwards.
Yeah.
He's definitely a fullback of the year if he doesn't get the top
Tedesco
role.
will get it.
Yeah, he has to be fullback.
Tedesco.
I'd say Tedesco gets captain.
But Dylan Edwards, for me, is the most underrated player in the comp, I believe. Well,
Yeah.
Up there with one, anyway.
I've got Ben Hunt as Daly M just because he was ahead when it went behind closed doors, and any games they won, he would have had points in.
I would not surprise me if he takes it out.
He was, but the Dragons didn't win too many games after that, and I know he would have pulled probably 3 points in the last round against the Broncos, but I think he was, for me personally, I think he's been overtaken by either Nico Hines or probably even Isaiah Yeo.
So Nico Hines, to me, towards the end of the year, didn't impress. So I didn't.
No,
Everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, Nico." Towards the end of the year, he didn't impress me. At start, wow, mate.
And another smoky too. You could probably throw in Chad Townsend.
Yeah.
yeah, didn't think of him.
But I mean, I know it's another Penrith one, Isaiah.
Oh yeah. Well, he was up there. I think he was second.
But for me, it's Edwards.
What about rookie?
Rookie.
It was a hard one, that one.
Is Dom Young in that category?
Maybe
How many did he play last year? If he's eligible,
over 5.
it's
Is
either
it?
to me it's him or what's the Roosters rookie? Was he?
Sawali.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I don't know if it is, but Jeremiah Nanai. I'm not sure if he played last year.
Yeah, no, he should still be in account. He should be in the running.
I'd say personally, I think Sawali will get it, but I mean Dom Young's had an exceptional year.
Even a dark horse in that is the Panthers centre, Targo.
Oh yeah, yep.
He's been solid all season.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's some good lineups that anyone could get. You go through all of them. We'll quickly go through it quickly. Fullback,
Dylan Edwards for me.
Edwards.
yeah, all agree on that. Winger,
Probably Sawali.
I'd say Sawali will get it, but I'll put Dom Young as a close second.
To be honest, I can't think of one at the moment. But
Centre,
jeez,
Hard one.
Yeah.
Stephen Crichton,
no.
Valentine Holmes.
Yeah,
Valentine Holmes.
Valentine
Yeah,
Holmes,
Valentine gets it.
Yeah,
5'8", Cameron Munster,
yeah.
Yeah.
halfback.
Ben Hunt.
Hunt. Yeah, or maybe Cleary. Can't go.
No, I'd say Hunt will get it. Cleary missed too many games.
Yeah.
Lock, Zayo,
So yeah,
Yeah.
second row.
kick out.
Yeah.
Nanai.
Nanai.
And I prop
20-something tries.
Joe Tarpany.
Joe Tarpany.
Yeah.
I'd like to say Clement because his stats are up there, and he's played some. But unfortunately, I don't think he will.
No, it has to be Tarpany.
Or the fish.
The fish, James Fish.
I'd say Tarpany.
Yeah, I'd say Tarpany, but it wouldn't surprise me if Fish got it.
Yeah,
but
Fish, yeah.
I mean, we'll throw in a special mention in there with David Clemmer, because I reckon
He would be our only shot at one, surely.
He's a machine.
Here's
As unfortunate it is to
here's
say.
another one for second row too that most people might do. Sean Lane.
Yeah, has been fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't like him, so. Sorry,
yeah, I
Harry.
don't like Parramatta.
Hooker of the year, I reckon it's down to 2. I'll say mine last.
Abby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, happy.
I'll ask Floorboy Gary this one. Hooker of the year.
Reed Marnie.
Reed Marnie or Appy Coruscant for mine. So, yeah, I'm going to throw both of them in the mix. People go, oh, Damien Cook. No, Damien Cook has not played good for the last 2 years. Well,
Harry Grant's been good in a disappointing team. Had a fantastic origin.
I wouldn't say he hasn't played good, but he hasn't played to the Damien Cook we know.
I'm going to also give a special mention to Jeremy Marshall King from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Reece Robson could be a smoky too.
There's a few, but I'd say it's Reed Marnie or Appy Coruscant for mine.
Maybe even Addo Carr for me. Now there's one winger that I might.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's a hooker out there that played all year just about in hooker until a certain stage, then he got put to reserve grade. That he will never get any of these accolades, but I reckon he needs a bit of a mention. Filled the shoes, done a pretty good job, tackled his butt off and never took a backward step. Was for the Knights was Chris Randall.
Yeah, very underrated.
And I mean, he won't get any of them accolades or whatever, but I mean, that bloke did not step a foot wrong the whole year, and then Jaden Brayley comes back and it's like, see you later. I felt sorry for him. I mean, we all know Brayley had to come back in. He's a class act, but yeah, I felt sorry for him. But
He could play lock. You could put him on in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to...
Dallas Johnson style. Go make 60 tackles. We're happy with that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Dallas Johnson. Mate, yeah, so good question. So who's your pick for the grand final win? Penrith, was it?
Yeah, probably. I can't go past Penrith, mate.
I'd say the crazy lady would be happy with that one.
I don't like any of the other three teams either, but
We've got to go coach of the year. I think Todd Payton.
Has to be.
Todd Payton.
All day of the week.
It'll be a Payton, but if I had to pick a runner-up, I'd say Cleary again. We're getting them back-to-back again.
Maybe Fitzgibbon for finishing second regular season.
What about Adam O'Brien?
Yeah, he might be in the top 16 somewhere.
Yeah, no.
I got him in the top 6.
If they were giving out a booby prize, he might win. We might win or something.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I definitely had him in the top 16.
Mate, what we got on the line, just make sure you tune in next week, which I know you do, because we have a shit ton of prizes to give away next week.
I'll be tuning in.
We are clearing out all of our merchandise for 2022. So we've got a tub full we're going to give away. And then the week after, we will announce our winner of the $500 tattoo voucher, thanks to Sayers Inc. All you got to do, all those that are still listening and haven't entered already, is just go to our page, find the post, and tell us who's going to win the grand final, and you're in the draw. So we'll get Sayer on that night and probably get him the drawing.
Right.
So thanks, champion. Thanks for your call, and you're in the running for question of the week. And enjoy the rest of the show.
You too, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, champion.
Bye
bye.
All right, guys. It's time for caller number 4. Who we got there?
Oh, good evening, nighttime crew. How are we this evening?
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no, this voice. We actually got an inbox message from you over the weekend too.
That's right, and I only rang because, well, a little bird told me today. Well, I was looking at the Facebook page, and I noticed that it was handsome Christopher's birthday.
Christopher's birthday, yeah, Vasale, yesterday. Yes, it was.
So I thought I'd ring up and give him a big happy birthday message and a kiss, but he's not there, is he?
No, he's not here this week, but he'd definitely be listening, that's for sure.
Well, happy birthday to you, Christopher. I hope you had a wonderful day.
Yeah, I haven't really spoke to him, but I'm sure he did, blowing out candles and stuff.
Well, yes, there's always a bit of fun doing that, isn't there?
Yes, so yeah, I'm sure he's listening, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe we can get him on soon for you.
How are you, gentlemen? Who's there tonight?
Very well.
Yeah,
We're
fine,
good.
thanks, Simon.
Yeah, you got Corey and the Minion on tonight.
Oh, that yellow man.
You like a man in yellow?
No, he's very yellow, those minions. Speak funny. They look funny. They're unusual creatures. And where's the lovely crazy lady?
She's gone inside and she's waiting for the smitter to come in and do all those things that we need to. And she's been on.
So anyway, boys, who are we going for this weekend?
I'm riding the Panthers all the way, obviously.
I'm sure you are.
Painful.
I'd say Corey's riding the Cowboy.
Yep. No, I'm going for the Panthers.
And what about the Eels?
We're going to the Eels.
What is wrong with you?
The slippery one. The slippery Eels. The slippery
Nobody
Eels.
there going to support that handsome Gary?
Yeah, no, the Minion's on his side. Him and the Minion are very close. So he's on a yellow eel. See,
Half of us weren't even born the last time Parramatta won a comp.
Do you think it's possible maybe that the Eels might get up?
Well, there's more of a chance. Yeah, there's a good chance that they could, to be honest.
Floorboard Gary might get up if Parramatta win.
You've just heard it here first. If Parramatta win this week, he will record himself doing a Gosling.
Oh, speaking of Gosling, when are you going to get that handsome man back on the show?
Actually, funny you just say that. He was the caller number 2 tonight.
Oh, I love watching him jiggle. It's wonderful.
Yes, I'll we did say to him about coming on next week to have a chat about something. So, yeah,
Maybe get him on for a Gosling.
yes, we'll have to get him on next year by Zoom, do a live Gosling.
I think that would be delightful. I would certainly like to see that.
Yes, and even the guy over across the ditch, Scotty Fletcher, he'll be on by Zoom next year.
Oh, just really picking up. What else is happening next year?
Oh, mate, you've got... No, I can't say too much, but there's a lot of changes coming next year. It's going to be quite good next year.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm still waiting for my nighttime travel mug to be sent to me.
Oh, I'd say Terence must have got it.
Oh, that bastard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us know if he's got it or not, and if he has, we'll send you another one.
Well, he's got plenty of things, so I don't know if the mug's one of them, but I will have a look. Wouldn't surprise me, that thieving rat bag.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have a look when you get a chance in the cupboard there or in the closet.
So you don't share your germs.
Oh, what's a bit late for that now? Keep telling me I've got this strange flu. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, well, let us know. Yeah, definitely. If he's got it and you don't get it, let us know and we'll send you another one.
Oh, don't worry, he's got it, and I'll make sure he gives it to me.
Yeah, okay.
On that note, we'll go.
On that note, yeah.
You sure you called the right show tonight?
I don't see what's funny. I was being completely innocent. You boys are dirty-minded.
No, we're just wondering about which mug we're going to send you. But anyway, yeah, so who are you riding?
Oh, well, I mean, who doesn't love a big cowboy?
So that's the Cowboys for you.
Guess they didn't have Wendell Sailor playing for them. We could have had Sailors and Cowboys. And maybe Mark Sargent. We could have had the whole village people.
Minion nice to the village people, don't you? Yeah.
Comments.
Yeah, anyway. Mate, we appreciate your call. And I'll tell you what, how about you have a look through your cupboard and closet and see if you can find that mug and give us a call next week. And
Terence is in the closet right now as we speak, actually, so I'll go and look.
Yeah, let us know if you find it or not, if he's got it. Yeah, because...
See if Terence can do a Gosling for you too.
Yeah, it was definitely sent out, so yeah, let us know if he's got it or not. So either way, we'll send you another one.
You've seen our photos, and of course, when we start doing Gosling, it takes 20 minutes for it to stop.
Yeah, I'm hearing you there myself. But yeah, definitely, mate, we'll get you another one out there so you can have one each.
Well, that's delicious. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, mate, and thanks for calling in once again. And yeah, go the Panthers.
Yes, all the best, boys, and happy birthday again, Christopher. Mwah.
And also go the Newcastle Knights women's team.
Yes, you go, girls. You show them who's boss.
All right, Simon, thanks for calling in, and we'll take a break and be back shortly. All right, guys, and welcome back, and it's time for our NRLW side.
All
right. Yeah, so the first one is on Saturday. Is that correct?
No, both of them are on Sunday.
Both on Sunday.
Yep. One's at 2:05, which is the Knights Dragons.
Yep. And the other one's on it after that, is it?
That's right, and they're both at Suncorp Stadium. And they're both semi-finals.
Fair enough.
Or prelim finals, if you want to call it that. And
it's how would you put it? Deja vu of last week.
Yes.
We got the Knights up against the Dragons. So yeah, pretty good side on both of them. The Knights line up is Tamika Upton, huge inclusion back. Kiana Takarangi. Is that any relation to Brad Takarangi?
Could be.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Shanice Parker, Bobby Law, Amatai Pakai, Kira Dibb, Jessie Southwell. That is a huge key to us, Jessie Southwell. Caitlin Johnson, Olivia Higgins, Millie Boyle, Romy Teitzel, Yasmin Clydesdale, Kayla Romanuk. Is that the young girl that debuted last week?
I think so, yeah.
Well, she must have played that well because she played herself into a lock position.
Yeah.
So, local Curry girl too.
Yep.
Emma Manzelman, Taylor Pettyborn, Simone Carapeni, and Mackenzie Wheel is the Knights lineup. I mean, that's a strong bench too. I mean, that Pettyborn and Emma Mansell play good off the bench.
Mackenzie scored her first try in NRL last week against the last try against the Dragons, the one where she crashed over from.
She come from. Did she play for the Broncos?
I'm not sure.
I know she come from up there because I spoke to her father the other day.
Okay.
I just spoke to some guy and he goes, "Oh, yeah, here to see my daughter." Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I went, yeah, so good on him. But yeah, Caitlin Moran is our reserves. Kayla Simon, Tina Davidson, Jessica Gentle, and Tasman Barber. I didn't think that Jessica Gentle did anything wrong on the wing.
No.
But yeah, she's got a rest, I suppose, for. Yeah, she's.
Well, that's your extended bench there, so I guess none of those girls won't play.
No.
So unless there's an injury or there's I'm not sure if they have the HIA thing like they do with the men, where they have 3 and they're allowed to have a sub. So I'm not sure what goes on there.
Yeah, no, I thought she played pretty well, but yeah, anyway.
And taken like if someone loses, they're out now.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so both sudden death semi-finals. Yep.
We've got the Dragon side as Emma. What's
Tonagato.
That's her. Tegan Berry, Kaylee Brown, Paige McGregor, Andy Robinson, Taylor
Fui Mayono.
That's the one. Rachel Pearson. And this one is a key to the Dragons, Elsie Albert.
Yep.
Elsie Albert is an absolute gun.
She's the cult hero.
Kaylee Davis, Tegan Demick. Any relation to Jim Demick?
I'm not sure. No.
Casey Apps, Shaylee Bent, Holly Wheeler, Renee Taggart, Zali Hopkins, Alatai Namaksi, and Shanti Stowers and Chantel Tugan. Who's the Dragons? Big forward. She's got all the braids. You see her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is she Fijian or?
I'm not sure.
And she had a couple tattoos too, didn't she?
Manice or whatever. I'm not sure if you pronounce it. Is it on the team list there or?
LCO Tegan Demick. She must be dropped.
Okay. Well, she's injured. I don't know.
Oh no, that'll be there. Would that be her? Altai Namathi?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Namathi. Yeah.
Imagine playing with those. Be some heat. But yeah, some good players there. How do you see this one going?
Well, I mean, I would love to see Dragons win, but it wouldn't worry me if the Knights got through to the grand final. I think they've had a very good season, considering they didn't win a game last season. So it's been a massive turnaround from the club, and a great effort from the coaching staff and the recruitment to get these girls on board this year. So I think I reckon if they do make the grand final, I reckon they're a pretty good chance of beating the Roosters.
Yeah, I think if we can get there and hold the side that we have, see, we lost by 2. And we didn't have a key player in our team in Tamika Upton. I think we also lost. I don't think we had. There was a couple others that were missing too. So to me personally too, I wish she didn't make them comments, but I think having that Kate Moran off the bench at a 14 come on late, I reckon it could cause some damage.
Is she in the squad this week? Is she?
No.
She's outside. She's still in the extended.
Yeah,
bench,
but I mean, if we get through this week for a grand final coming on, that'll be. But she just needs to keep her comments to herself.
Experience, yeah.
But yeah, on the weekend they played the Dragons, 30-8 on Sunday afternoon, and that completed obviously the regular season. there was a pretty dominant 6-2 performance, but
Certainly
now we
was.
go into finals. It's a total different
Totally
football
different
game.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, there's definitely some stellar performances from Jesse Southwell as once again a 17-year-old playing at that level
It's
is
phenomenal.
Yeah, but I must say too, also Jess Gentle scoring a memorable try on debut, and that was an awesome cutout pass by Jesse Southwell for her to get that.
Yeah.
But also the young, I would say the young debutant from Curry gets a start in 13. So, I mean, I'll take the Knights on this one, but I wouldn't say we've got it home and hosed. St George are capable to.
Well, that's right. They made the grand final last year, and they've been twice in the grand final. St George in this competition. So,
And Jamie Soward's a good coach.
Yeah. Oh well, he's certainly got the girls going. So
I just think the class of Upton at the back, and then you Millie Boyle.
Well, that's a great matchup, isn't it? Tonegado versus Tamika Upton. Tonegado won the medal for the ladies last year with Millie Boyle. So
righto.
Yeah, even they both got the same medal. So that was but Tamika, that's a great matchup. The fullbacks there.
And to me, I hope I'm right. And the class of Boyle up the front with
Johnson.
Johnson
versus what's
Elsie
her name?
Albert.
Elsie Albert. And there's one off the bench, McGrath, I believe that's.
McGrath.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's a front rower too. She's got a little bit of go in her as well. So I watched her last week. So
I'm also interested to see Pettymore. She was a machine last year, and if she can back that up again, and then Emma Manzelman coming on too. She reminds me of an Appy Coruscant sort of player. Bring her on late.
They've certainly got some the good depth on there. Like even that Olivia Higgins too. I know she starts. She's a good player too. Like they've just been far and away. Like just been this year. I mean, I know the Roosters are the team to beat and whatnot, but they've definitely been a surprise.
They're not
bucket.
unbeatable, though.
No, they're not. No one's unbeatable. So,
I mean, this would be interesting, especially the year that the Knights have had. For the women to bring that home would be a pretty good thing for the club.
Oh, it would be, yeah.
So don't forget to tune in and support the girls. But I'll take the Knights for me.
Knights.
And Dragons, obviously.
Yeah,
for
Dragons,
you.
yeah.
So, bold predictions.
Do you want to go through the Roosters and Parramatta?
Yeah, why not? I forgot about them.
I'm happy to do the team list.
Yeah,
there.
go for it.
All right. So the Roosters girls, number 1 is Sammy Bremer. Wingers are Leanne Tafuga and Jamie Frassard, and the all-conquering centre pairing of Jessica Surgis and Isabel Kelly, and the captain. 5'8" is Zahara Tamara. 7 is Racine McGregor. In the front row is Sarah Tokatugi and Maya Hill Moana. Hooker is Destiny Brill. Second row is Shania Power and Olivia Koenig, and locking the scrum there is Keely Joseph. On the interchange, we've got Jocelyn Kelleher, Shorten Burton, Kala Sapani Hopawati, and Atasa Pool. The Parramatta Eels, fullback is Gail Broughton, wingers are Zali Faye and Cassie Taihiku. Centre pairing are Tiana Penatani and Rakia Horn. 5'8" is Ashley Quinlan. 7 is Taylor Preston. Front row is Philomena Hanisi and Ellie Johnston. I wonder if are they related? Johnson and the other Johnson, Ellie and Caitlin. I wonder if they're related.
Not sure.
Anyway, hooker is Sally Malungi. And the second row is Christian Pio and Vanessa Fuluaki. And third is Simamaya Tafua. On the bench is Kennedy Cherryton, Brooke Anderson, Nevada George, and Rima Butler.
Another good side.
Can't go past the Roosters.
No, the Roosters got a great side. The centre pairing, I just said, the all-conquering, they both play for New South Wales. They're both Australian. Isabel's a captain. She's a gun. Jessica Surges has come over from St George last year. Yeah, like I think, it's a hard team to beat. So, Parramatta would, have to bring their A game to knock the girls off. But anything's possible in a semi-final.
That's right. Anything's possible. I'll take the Roosters, but anything's possible. Like I said, we played the Eels the other week and they were a pretty good side.
They were. Yeah, well, I'm going to go the Roosters. Yeah. Roosters too, mate. Yeah, well, that wraps up the girls there. So,
all right. Let's a bold prediction.
All right. So, well, I don't know if it's a bold prediction, but I'm just going to go say Penrith Cowboys Grand Final, and I think Cleary to score a double this week.
Double.
I'm going to go with the Knights versus Dragons, and I'm going to go Caitlin Johnson to score in the last minute.
Would you do a Gosling if she does?
Yeah.
In the last minute.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to go Tuttle in Penrith to get a double. And I'm going to back Pettibone to get a try this week.
Okay.
So, my ball predictions. And next week we've got a pretty big show. Can't say too much, but you want to tune in because we will... 95% sure we'll have a special guest on next week. So, a very special guest that's pretty close to us here in the show. So,
I won't sleep till then now.
You don't sleep, minion.
No.
So, and also next week we are giving away stacks of prizes.
Yep.
We're going to give away stacks of stuff. All you got to do is watch the show and to enter. We'll have more details next week, and we just want to clear out the studio. So,
also want to thank our sponsors again.
100%. Can't do it without them. So we appreciate everything they do for us. Sports Power, Muso's Corner, Pernod Trophy, Steak and Chops, Sayers Inc.
Hymix, Newcastle Live,
our mobile travel agent, and our main one
is Grand Matriarch Distiller Company
and Burton Automotive.
And I think the crazy lady needs a special mention again.
Yep.
Yes. And Floorboy Gary.
Yep. Tireless work you do, Gary, down the back there, mate.
Yeah, so and the work that Adam, our editor, and the crazy lady do behind the scenes too is greatly
and
appreciated.
Everybody that makes this show possible to
and the viewers.
Yep.
So tune in next week and we'll have a bumper show next week, and hopefully we'll have a happy crazy lady. So thanks guys, and hopefully we might have a happy Floorboy Gary as well. So I'll put it this way. Okay. If Penrith win this week, if it's a Penrith Parramatta Grand Final, we have to have them pair on the panel next week.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll sort it.
Do we have one at this end and one at this end so they're not fighting?
So it'll make interesting viewing, but also a big thank you to everyone that came to the big walk on the weekend.
Yeah, it was fantastic to see so many people out there raising money or even just walking for Keely, as that was the name, wasn't it? Yep. Yeah, it was just fantastic. It was a beautiful day as well.
Young Grace.
Grace, that's right.
You're close.
Yeah.
But,
the wrong person.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, let's minion off, and we'll talk same time next week.
Once a night.
Always a night.
Good night. I didn't do anything.
I know. Dragons fullback. Oh. Yeah.
Represent our steel town for the latest on the boys.
going down.